We have a scary Karl-Anthony Towns injury update as a report has revealed what happened to his thumb, and he could miss some time, though it's unclear how much, as Tom Thibodeau will now have to rely on Precious Achiuwa and Jericho Sims as the main big men of this Knicks team for the short while Karl-Anthony Towns is out, and we could even potentially see Ariel Hukporti get some minutes while the Knicks try to navigate this team without Karl-Anthony Towns for the next couple days, and we're going to break it down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as always, and if you guys like the channel, make sure to subscribe. It helps out a ton. 28% of viewers are subscribed. We're trying to get to 12.5K by the playoffs, but let's jump into this video. We have a lot to discuss. Karl-Anthony Towns went down with an injury against the Detroit Pistons when he went up for a layup/dunk. He drove to the hoop and he slammed his hand against the backboard, and that looked like it didn't feel very good. He was grabbing at his hand, clearly in pain, as you could see in this photo, and was grabbing his hand the majority of the game. In pain for basically the whole game, and Tibbs played him 43 minutes, which is absolutely absurd after someone gets hurt. Though Towns played through it and had a very good game, he clearly went down with an injury that was painful, and now it has been revealed. As Tim Bontemps of ESPN said, New York Knicks center Karl-Anthony Towns has a bone chip in his right thumb to go along with the sprain he sustained in Monday's loss to the Detroit Pistons. Though those same sources also said that Towns was expected to play through the injury, Towns hurt his thumb in the first half of Monday's game against the Pistons when he smacked his shooting hand on the backboard on a drive. He played the rest of the game, finishing with 26 points and 12 rebounds in 43 minutes, though he grabbed his hand several times as the game progressed. It should also be noted that at one point Towns got fouled and his hands got hit again, or his wrist got hit, and he was clearly in a ton of pain. He grabbed at his hand. Karl-Anthony Towns is no stranger to playing through injuries. I mean, I believe he played the first 2.5, maybe 3 seasons of his career without missing a game before getting in a car crash that resulted in a concussion. So Karl-Anthony Towns is one tough man. He's not going to take a dainty injury and sit out. I mean, the man played 43 minutes with a bone chip and a sprain in his right hand. The man is not afraid to play through getting hurt. And also to the Karl-Anthony Towns' injury-prone hive, this is a freak injury. There's literally nothing you could do about it. However, it does mean that we are probably not going to see Karl-Anthony Towns for a couple of games. This is not a long-term injury. He's going to play through it, apparently, according to the sources that told ESPN that he has a bone chip included with the sprain. But it is a real injury to his hand and his shooting hand, that is. So Karl-Anthony Towns is going to be affected. He's not going to come right in and be the same star or superstar player that he's been this season. He'll still be great. He'll still be that all-star level guy, but it could affect his shooting, and he's not going to be able to play while his hand is swollen. If you have a sprain and a bone chip on your thumb, on this part of your thumb, you can't see the screen, on this part of your thumb right here, it's hard to play through this. You have to move your hand. You have to grip the ball with your fingertips. That's not going to be easy when the thumb, which is there for stability of shooting a basketball, it's going to be tough for him to play. And I don't think he's going to play for a little bit. I think we're going to see Karl-Anthony Towns riding the bench for the next week while he recovers from this hand injury. And I hope he does. Karl-Anthony Towns plays a lot of minutes. He's very important to this Knicks team. He's arguably been the best player on the New York Knicks this season. Give him some rest. Let him rest. Let him recover. Let him be all right. He doesn't have to play through the injury. The Knicks will be just fine without him. They're still a great team regardless. And it also, just to note what Karl-Anthony Towns said on the injury. Afterwards, Towns said the thumb injury is what it is, and that after initially being listed as questionable to play on Wednesday against the Philadelphia 76ers, he was eventually ruled out before the game, with the swelling on his thumb needing to subside before he can return. Meaning we're not going to see Karl-Anthony Towns for a bit. The swelling's going to have to subside, and as of right now, that clearly has not happened. If the news is coming out now that he's got this bone chip, that he's got the sprain, it's probably still going to be swollen for a little bit, and it's not going to be a long-term injury, but it's not going to be a day-to-day. It's kind of a day-to-day, a little over a day-to-day injury. I would put it as a week before he plays through the injury, and I imagine Towns will be fully healed from this in 2 weeks from now. So again, not a long-term injury, but when your superstar, one of your 2 superstars gets injured, you definitely get worried. That's just what happens, and it's right to be nervous about Towns' injury. Though I think we are going to see that he will be just fine. And on the season, Karl-Anthony Towns has been nothing short of phenomenal. As I said, he's become a superstar in the NBA with the New York Knicks. We saw it a bit with the Timberwolves, but now As the New York Knicks center, the man is averaging 25.5 points per game, 14 rebounds, 3 assists while showing phenomenal passing in the process, getting a steal and nearly a block per game. His defense has looked better and better as the season's gone on. His foul numbers have gone down from the 4+ fouls per game he was having, shooting 45% from 3 and 55% from the field. There's no way around it. Karl-Anthony Towns is a true NBA superstar. The guy just feels like he's more and more unstoppable every day with the New York Knicks. He's the best center the Knicks have had since Patrick Ewing. I mean, the man has just been outright disturbingly good, and there's a reason why Leon Rose wanted him for so long, because they knew he could be this player, and now playing at a comfortable center position on offense, the man is just, he's led this Knicks offense to being so unguardable with this 5-out system. The passing's beautiful, the shooting's beautiful, the whole Knicks offense is just reeling right now, and the defense has been steadily improving. The thing is, if Karl-Anthony Towns is not fully healthy, the New York Knicks are much worse. Yes, they beat the Philadelphia 76ers, but it took till overtime, and Paul George actually played well, which is not a good sign for the New York Knicks, since Paul George is playing like he's 49 years old. Shout out Sean Bernard of Sixers Digest, just because. But it's this thing where I don't want Towns to play until he's fully healthy, because the New York Knicks need him to be healthy, or they're not going to go very far in the playoffs. Towns is the one true center on this lineup who the New York Knicks can fully trust. I mean, taking a look at some other options, the Knicks have Jericho Edwards-Sims, who puts up 2 points per game with 3 and nearly 4 rebounds per game. He looks so uncomfortable on offense. All his points come off putbacks. He's not catching lobs because the Knicks don't throw lobs. This isn't the right situation for Jericho Sims to be his best self, and I do think getting traded will be the right move, and I do think Jericho is going to get traded off the New York Knicks. I would like it to be for Alec Burks, a video that I did earlier today, or that came out earlier today. I actually filmed it yesterday, but you guys really don't care when I'm filming the videos. You care when they drop, and as you should. Who cares when I film the video? I guess if it's a timely one like this, but what am I saying, dude? All right, well, regardless, they have Jericho Sims, and they'll also have Precious Achiuwa there to kind of hold down the fort, as well as the Porty Party himself, Ariel Hukporty, who's putting up 2 and 2 in very limited minutes, shooting 62% from the field. He looks very comfortable, looks more comfortable on offense than Jericho Sims. Obviously had that legendary dunk on Evan Mobley. Even though it didn't count, it was still just so cool to see a man with that much confidence dribbling the ball. I think Ariel Hukporty is a huge future part of this Knicks team, though he's not a big part of this season's team, so the Knicks can not really play him, secure him to a cheaper long-term contract, and then play him then when he breaks out. It makes sense when you think about it. But just taking a look at what Tom Thibodeau said, he said, we'll see where he is Thursday. Well, today is Thursday when this video is coming out, when I'm filming this video. So it does make you wonder where Karl-Anthony Towns is. There's been no updates yet, and when there is one, we'll get it out. So make sure to subscribe for that update. But also, looking at what Stefan Bondi said on it, he said really a big sigh of relief. Surgery isn't necessary or anticipated either during or after the season. Towns was on the Knicks bench on Wednesday with a hard cover on his thumb. He was in good spirits after the game, smiling and joking outside of the visiting locker room. So clearly everything is all good on Karl-Anthony Towns' end. There's no reason to be too fearful of this. And right now, I think the big man we'll see the most is Precious Achiuwa. We'll probably see him play the most heavy minutes at center. He is undersized, but he's had a solid season. He's only 25 years old somehow. It feels like Precious has been around forever now. But 5 points, 5.5 rebounds per game. Not having as good of a season as he did last year, but he's also just getting less minutes, and that's part of it. Shooting 54% from the field and 36% from 3, which is a jump up. I like Achiuwa. I like his game. I think this will be helpful to have Precious there. But Karl-Anthony Towns going down obviously is a big concern. I am curious to see what Tom Thibodeau is going to do about this rotation without Karl-Anthony Towns. It seems like we're going to go Jericho as a starter and then Precious off the bench. It's not ideal, but it's fine. It makes you wonder when Mitchell Robinson's going to come back, but it sounds like that'll be early February now. Hopefully Mitch is back early February. I keep messaging him and asking him on Snapchat, but he won't answer me. So Mitch, call me back before I got to do like some Eminem Stan parody where I'm just like, I actually do like tea, so I can say my tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why. And, dear Mitch, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. All that stuff. I hate myself for doing that, so I'm going to end this video. Guys, if you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're having a ton of fun on Knicks Digest. I'm going to start posting more TikToks. I'm actually about to post one. So if you guys like that, make sure to follow us on TikTok. Get ready for those. They'll also be on YouTube Shorts. I might start an Instagram account. I'm not sure. Let me know if I should down below. I don't really see the point, but maybe I will. Also, make sure you subscribe to Jets and Yankees Digest if you want more of this face. I might show up on Denver Nuggets Digest time and time again as well. And also, you can find me on the soon MMA Digest, which will be coming out within the next month and a half if you guys are into that stuff. Obviously, the UFC is this weekend for anyone who cares. Feel free to comment down below about that. I will certainly respond. I love the UFC. I love MMA. So, a lot of fun stuff coming. If you guys like this face, like this voice, for some reason, I don't get why. But if you do, make sure to subscribe to all that stuff. Or don't. I'm not your parents. I can tell you what to do. Have a great day and go Knicks.